Alright guys, we're back. We're gonna head into the next wing of the Crystal Tower series. You got an Elder Scrolls Online ad during an FF14 stream. Yeah, I usually get WoW ads. Syrcus Tower. I wonder if this would be Syrcus. No, it's definitely gotta be Syrcus. Because it's a spectacle. Entertainment. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You were doubtlessly eager to hear of our progression on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say there's nothing worthwhile to report. The Suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway to the principal spire, Syrcus Tower, the elegans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly, speaking, we're at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shall avail us. It will require that I am loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring the ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Une, and my companion is called Doga, 2 references to FF3. We are scholars of the Allegan civilization, sent by the students of Baldessian to assist in your endeavor. Une and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. Moreover, in light of the recent incident at the Isle of Al, I should think that they have more pressing concerns. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What is it, Graha? There's nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, well. This is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Allegan eye as well? The sanguine hue is said to be the trait unique to the Allegans, yet I inherited it from my father as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there's aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. The only thing is certain, those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Alleg. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet no, I still mean to verify your stories with the students of Baldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I named Une and Doga advisory members of NOAA. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Syrcus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Mira, I should be much obliged if you would accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels, and the 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Mira. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see some progress. Imagine this given a lot of people play more than one MMO at a time. I currently play FF14 and WoW, but I'm not like super in-depth in WoW. I kind of just play casually. Tiamat wants to play a lot more seriously, it feels like, and I just haven't had any real desire to play MMOs in a little while. I love MMOs. They make me happy, but at the same time, they're so time intensive. And I just want to work on my backlog. That's all I want. Mini cat. Hi. Okay, give me a quick sec, guys. I just gotta go open the window up for the mini cat. Looks like my bot is still acting up. That's great. Okay, let me fix that quote real quick. Mira, stop please. Okay. No, I added in the game title. Okay. Well, if it isn't Miro, eager to enter Syrcus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up as tight as a clam. Now, our friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been new friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. You just follow me. I'll take you to him. That's gonna be a good one for someone who stumbles on it. All right, here we go. The big doors. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alleg, sent here by our friends of Baldesion to aid in the investigation. We understand that you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is ought to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. I'm pretty sure they're wearing the armor from the second part of Binding Coil of Bahamut. No, you gotta be here. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Syrcus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is, we can't get it open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 Sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman, respectant, Allegan royalty to my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say, nor do we know where the device usually actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. If you're gonna force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed. Why would we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? don't think any of them expected that to happen. 7 hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through the legend, I am delighted to see. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero, you're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you were happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is, for all intents and purposes, defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. So, I've been roaming this land of Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these 2 odd characters. As you are doubtlessly already aware, the Crystal Tower was a symbol of the ancient Aleg's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these 2 are descended from Allegan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plainly, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Allegan ingenuity. Clones, I believe is the term your creator gave your kind. Is that not so? Twould seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Why would we just open the door and leave? That seems... Very well. Seems counterproductive. Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know me better to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An elegant tombstone. It holds the information an elegant tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Again, don't know why we had to exit the room other than they wanted to end the quest. If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader Rambros may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldesion. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through elegant technology. This is rather a lot to take in. It would not be considered unseemly. Might I ask why you and yours were created, and more specifically, what it is you seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Allegan history. Pray, bear with us. The Allegan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as the symbol of Allegan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allegan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alleg to greatness. Amon was his name, and we believed that the alien empire wanted for a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zand. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical text mentions that the reign of two elegant emperors named Zand. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, it was custom, is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that the two were in fact one and the same. Zand returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Empire desired to bring the entire world under Allegan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to see it succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zand turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness the power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness, again? Seven hells, what is with the megalomaniac rulers turning to darkness for their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Oh, would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Zand is very much alive. Within Syrcus Tower, he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy. Energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake and unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blink of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Zand's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until time was ripe to awaken. Could you imagine, like, looking out over your empire? Right? Seeing all the buildings, all the structures, and then suddenly, it's just a wasteland? Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the Earth. Its descent triggered the Seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zand awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. Look, he's sitting like that. He's sitting the way all evil people sit. 'Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Zan's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we've inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga. Fearing that they might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave us unto their will, and that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Zan, we struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. There's no ordinary woman who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Miro, Apprentice, we are confident you can end Zan's dark ambitions once and for all. Well, that'll teach me if you're speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew that the students of Baldeshian, among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So, what will we do, Miro? The world is in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Allegan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allegan civilization, but what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to the peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Une and Doga, living, breathing Allegans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts toward sealing off Syrcus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Miro, as you did for us with the Levers of the Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Zan himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Syrcus Tower from the outside world. To work, then! More to say, have they? Wait, there's something I must know. My right eye's like yours. Does this mean... You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Allegan Eye, you called it, but to us it is the Royal Eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. Alright, ladies and gents. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I'm quite well, I assure you. I can appreciate there's been much for me to think on. But now that's the time for action, not idle thoughts. Syrcus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Zan himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Syrcus Tower, now accessible. Okay, we're gonna stop our recording here. I am going to read this here first, and then I'll probably start the recording because I gotta pee, so I'm gonna take a walk while I do that. Having secured a path through the Labyrinth of the Ancients, the Fellowship of Noah finds itself before the entrance of the Crystal Tower proper. With the aid of the new comrades, Une and Doga, the companions succeed in opening the gate, whose workings have even baffled the brightest minds among them. Upon learning the dark forces have awakened within, the Fellowship decides to suspend its investigation effort in favor of sealing off the tower. You must fight your way back to the Apex and defeat the resurrected Emperor Zand, and Eorzea might be free of his all-consuming ambition. Alright.